Hi, welcome back, friends. I'm Miss Lori, and we are going to be starting our second third grade hour today, and we are going to have a day of fun for you that we've planned. And we are so lucky that I am joined today with Mrs. Kraft and Mrs. K and Mrs. Mays. We've all got some games that we're going to be doing together here in just a few minutes, and they're going to be really fun, and so I hope you are ready to have some fun and enjoy this next hour with us. But before we do that, we need to touch base one last time on our informational report writing that we've done, that we've worked really hard on the last week and a half. And I just want to go over the last few things that we need to check and make sure that we've completed so that your report is awesome. So before we move on, let's just look over here. I want to, one more time, show you the graphic organizer that hopefully you use to write your paragraphs, and that this graphic organizer can be used to write your introductory paragraph, which is the paragraph that comes first in your report, and then you can use it in each supporting paragraph for each of the details that you introduced in your introductory paragraph, and then use the same format in your summary paragraph. So hopefully you have printed this down and you've used this. And this is a great tool to keep as you keep moving up through your different years, right? So our second graders that are about to be third graders, you can use this when third grade, and third graders, you can even use this in fourth grade to help you with your writing. So I love to check things off, if you remember, so I'm going to get this really large marker, and we're going to look at if we finished everything on our checklist. We had finished 1 through 5. By Monday, we had gone through and checked them all off. So let's just check and make sure that we have completed all of these things and that our report is done and ready to share with someone. So 6, I grouped related details in my body paragraphs to develop the topic. That's where this graphic organizer is going to come in super handy when you're doing this step. And I did on my report, so I'm going to give it a big check mark because that makes me feel good. And then number 7, I used linking words and phrases to connect my ideas. We went over those on Monday, so hopefully you printed those down and you have that chart to help you to make sure that you have put your sentences together and your ideas together in novel ways instead of saying it the same way over and over. I used several linking words in my report, so I'm going to give this one a big old check mark. And then number 8, I provided a concluding statement that gave a sense of closure. And I did, and I used, again, this graphic organizer in my summary to help me scaffold what I needed to write about. So I did that. And then the last one, and I didn't put it on here, but this is just good practice in any type of writing you do. You went through and edited it to make sure that everything was spelled correctly, that you had capitals where you needed capitals, you had the correct type of punctuation at the end of your sentences, and that you remembered to indent. Do you guys remember? Miss Mays and I showed you where to indent last week. So that you indented each paragraph, make sure you did that. And then when you've gone through it and you think it's perfect, then I challenge you to share it with somebody in your house and have them go through it and see if there's something that they find that you might need to tweak or correct, and then rewrite it into your final draft. And then I really, truly hope that you share some of this with us on our Twitter feed so that we can see the amazing work that you've done. So that is going to conclude our informational report writing. So I hope that you all enjoyed that and learned a few things over the last 2 weeks. Now, we get to move on to the really fun part today. And I am so happy because I get to learn some new games. And if you remember from a couple weeks back when I got to play games with Miss Kathy, I learned a lot then too. And today I am going to get to play with Miss Mays, and I'm so excited.
Hi guys. You know, I want to tag off of that. If you write a report like that, don't just share it on the Twitter. Share it with your teacher. Put it in the class dojo or the Google Classroom.
I wasn't even
email
thinking.
it to them. But they want to see your writing. I promise. I'm a teacher, and if any of my kids have done this, I want to see the writing. So please share it with us. So I hope that was okay.
That was good. I didn't even think about that, but true.
So we're going to play some games that review what we've done this week. And in the past few weeks that you did with Miss Kathy about digraphs and stuff. So first, my friend needs to make herself a headband.
Ooh, I love it. Are we playing the headband game?
We're going to play a headband game.
Okay,
So,
I got to measure my head.
Yep.
I think my headband is too big for this. And I'm making crazy noises. Okay, let's see. All right. I think I got it, Miss Mays.
So what we're going to do is we're going to draw from these different cards that I've made that have words with digraphs and some blends. I went ahead and put some 3-letter blends words in there. So the other person has to read them to the person wearing it, and I have to listen and use my phonemic awareness to figure out what digraph or blend it is.
So am I going first?
Sure. Let's
Okay. It almost feels like a crown. I feel like a princess.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's see.
no. All right.
I don't want you to see. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead and show the camera the words.
Okay. Here's my words.
She doesn't know them or what?
I don't.
Okay. I'm going to read them. I'm going to use my reading skills.
All right. Okay, now I can turn.
Okay. Oh, we started with the hard one.
Oh, no. The challenge round first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Spring, spray, and sprung.
Spring, spray, and sprung. I am hearing, let's see if I break that apart, spurring. So I hear ing at the end, but I don't hear ing at sprung, so it's not that. So I think at the beginning I'm hearing spur, so S-P-R.
Yay, she did it.
Oh, I got it.
Yes.
Woo, woo, woo. All right, your turn.
Okay, so.
Okay, so I'm going to take this off for the second.
Okay.
And take that fancy one down.
I'm not cheating.
Oh, all right.
I'm not. Is it right side up?
It is right side up.
Good?
Okay, show the camera.
That's right.
All right, let's see. Now I have to read these words. I'm going to use my skills here. Cloth. Oh, this one's hard because sometimes it's the beginning, sometimes it's at the end. I'm going to give you a hint. That and path. Do you need me to repeat them?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to say them one more time. Cloth.
Okay, cool.
That.
Cool. Okay.
And path.
Okay, I'm going to kind of do what you did. Cloth does have a blend, cool, but I don't hear that in the other words, but I hear in all of them. It's not always at the end or at the beginning, but I think it's the digraph TH.
She got it right. Yay, Miss Mays.
Okay.
Oh, you are good at this. Okay, here I go again.
Okay.
Got my hat on. Okay, ready? All right.
Okay, black, block, and blanket.
Black, block, and blanket. This one's much easier, at least for me. I hear the BL. Yes.
She did it.
All right.
Okay,
hold on.
See.
Let me peel this one off. I love blue tape. Blue tape is amazing. All right, okay. Ooh, these are some longer words. Okay, show the camera.
And this is good practice for everyone because she gets to practice reading the words. And I have to really listen to hear the sounds. Okay.
All right. Whale. Whack. I like the sound of that word. And whisper.
Whoa. Whale. Whack. That's a digraph at the end. Whack. And what was the last word?
Whisper.
Whisper. Well, I think it's the digraph WH.
I think you're right. Yay.
Okay,
right.
Should we do another one? Okay. Oh, that's right. This one might undo it.
Okay.
It's a little harder. Come on.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
I know we look good.
I know.
Yeah.
These are awesome headbands.
Okay. Shock, sick, and luck.
Luck or lock?
Luck.
Luck, like lucky?
Yes, I'm having good
Okay,
luck today.
say the first one again.
Shock.
Shock, sick, and luck.
Yes.
Okay, because I hear the at the beginning, but I don't hear it in sick because it's not shick. So it's got to be at the end. And so I'm thinking I'm going to be lucky and guess CK.
Oh, yes.
Yes, all right.
I thought that might trick you and you might do just a K or like the KE, but they're all short vowels. You were right.
They were short vowels. Okay. So are we going to do one more or are we moving on to our next game?
We can move on to our next game.
Okay. Well, that was super fun. And you know what? Miss Mays is going to show everybody how to do this at the end. When we get done, she's going to show you how you can make your own headband game. And these are I love the headband game.
Okay. So on Monday, I had talked about compound words, about that a compound word is a big word that has two smaller words in it that come together to make a new word.
Correct.
So we have things like, can you think of a compound word?
Well, you know what? I even went home. I learned so much from Miss Mays on Monday. I had to go home and tell my friend one of the possibilities of the way that the butterfly got called the butterfly. I was like, I had never heard that before in my life. So I had to share that because I thought that was pretty interesting. So I remember the word butterfly.
Butterfly. And that was one that the two words didn't really help us figure out what the big word means.
It didn't, but it was interesting.
Yes. And so, but like dog and house, when you put them together, you got a dog house. And so we can guess from dog house, we can figure it out that it's a house where a dog lives, right?
Yeah.
So I've made cards that have the two words, and you have to match to make a compound word.
Now, are we going to lay them face up?
Yes.
Or face down?
Face down.
Face down?
Yeah. So, So
this is like the challenge round.
Yes.
Okay. Let me scoot some stuff over so
you
we
have to use your memory of where certain words are, and you have to make sure that it makes a word. A compound word, that is.
So what if it doesn't make a compound word?
Then you have to just put it back, I guess.
And I don't get to, so this is kind of like concentration.
Yes.
But with compound words.
Yes, and Miss Mays did not think about how many cards she made. So.
Well, that's one thing that's fun. You can make as many or as little as you want because the more cards you make, the more challenging it is, right?
Yes. Okay. I just want to make sure that we have all the words together. Okay, we're going to just start with that.
Okay.
That many.
Okay.
And so in concentration, you just turn over two cards, and we're hoping to make a compound word.
I'm going to turn over my first card, which is tooth.
Oh.
Tooth. So let's see. And then I'm going to go.
There's several options. Can you think of what else could be added to it?
What could it be? Let's see if this could be added. Have we ever heard of a tooth house?
No.
Oh, I have that backwards. Or a house tooth? No, neither one.
So now we have to remember that this, I'm going to remember the house is right there. Tooth is there.
right here.
So my strategy is to turn over not one of those, so I can maybe match one of those. Like, oh, I got walk. What word goes with walk?
Is there a walk house?
No.
How about a walk tooth?
No. So I'm not going to use those. I'm going to try this one. Pop.
A walk pop?
Pop walk.
I don't know, a pop walk sounds like it could be a fun thing.
I know, it could.
Maybe we should invent it.
Yeah.
What would a pop walk look like?
It's pop.
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. So this was the one you did, right?
Yep.
And that was pop?
Pop.
Ooh, okay, and walk. And then I did these. Okay. So I'm going to use the strategy that Miss May showed us and not pick one that's already been selected so that maybe one of these other ones will help me make a word. And I'm feeling it. We're going to make a compound word. Dog. And now I have to remember where I had picked up house.
See, this is where the memory comes in.
I don't remember. I did it. So I have dog house. Dog house.
So that made a match. Yes.
All right. Okay.
Okay, so now, let's see.
Now, can you use my words again if I've already made a match? Can you use one of those
Well,
words
you
again?
could make up that rule. I hadn't thought about that, but...
I'm just curious.
Because
I
there
always
are other things that...
always have tons of questions.
Oh, wouldn't it be nice if I
Yeah.
could use her?
So we're gonna make that a rule because
So
I want her to
could
feel
use
successful.
Bird house and have a compound word.
Okay, yay! 'Cause
Okay.
I want you to be a winner too.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. Now here goes another one. Let's see.
Oh, that
darn
tooth again.
tooth. Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna find one that we haven't turned over that's gonna go with tooth. Maybe like toothache would be nice.
There's tooth house
we
again.
have two houses.
Well, because...
Okay, I'm picking another one because that feels like highway robbery there, Miss Mays. Okay, let's see. A tooth shell, or a shell tooth. Tooth shell? Shell tooth? No.
There we go.
Sorry.
Okay, where's Shell?
Shell
I
is
wanna
right
remember.
next to the house, and here's tooth.
Okay. I added some cards just
Good,
in case
okay.
to make sure. So I'm going to turn one of those over. Bed.
I don't think we've had one yet.
I know. Have we turned that one over?
No, that was the one I was thinking I should have.
Paste.
A bed paste.
Oh,
Ooh, I'm going to have a match.
she's gonna if she can remember where that card
Well,
is.
that is the challenge.
That is the challenge right there.
That is the challenge, but I'm thinking it's right here. Tooth. Paste.
Nice.
Yay. All right.
Okay. I'm going to try another new one. Ball. I'm going to do time.
Ball time?
Ball time. Time. No. Okay, I'm going to put it back down there and there so she can remember.
Let's see. I'm going to go. I don't think, have we turned this one over yet?
No, I don't think so.
Bath.
Ooh.
Bath. Bath. She's not going to help me. Time. Bath time. Bath time. One of my favorite parts of the day. I love bath time.
Okay, let's see. I got to get a match.
I feel, yeah. Oh, we're back to
Bed. I'm going to use her time because I think bedtime
time.
would work, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to put that there then. I don't know if that really counts, but we're going to find out.
I don't know. I think when you're playing your own games and you're making up the rules, as long as everybody agrees on the rules.
Right.
I mean, that's where you get in trouble is when people don't agree. But as long as we agree on the rules, I think we're good.
And we're getting practice in reading these.
Yes.
That's the most, so we're both winners.
And it's
right
fun. See?
Oh, I wonder if she can remember.
There was a shell somewhere, right? Mm-hmm. And I do not remember. I'm going to think it's over here. Sea ball? I think that's a word.
No.
How about ballsy?
No.
No. Okay. I did not get that. All right. Oops, I should turn it over. So now you, Miss May, should get it.
Maybe. Let's see. Oh, it's butter.
There's one from our past.
And side.
Butter side?
Butter side.
That'd be like if we had toast, the butter
Yes.
side of the toast.
Yes. Okay. Butter
right.
and side.
Butter and side. And I already don't remember where the other ones were.
I know. See, it gets...
Okay. Tub.
Oh, see. Do you know what that went with?
Time. Tub. Oh, bathtub?
I'm going to say bathtub.
Oh, because I was thinking tub time is kind of...
So, yes. So
okay.
she's going to use the bath time. And I used the bedtime. So, see, it does work out.
I can say bathtub.
Bedtime.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. We better do only a couple more because we've got one more game to do.
Come on.
Oh, you're going to get it. No.
I have a horrible memory. Walk and shall. That does not go together. Where is C? It's up there.
Okay.
I know it is.
Okay, which one did you just put here?
That's walk.
Okay, so we don't want that one. C, shall. Woo!
Yay!
All right. Okay, one more. You're going to get one more, and then we're going to have to go on, I think.
Okay. Why did I do ball? See, I knew that was ball. Let's see. But I don't know what this one is, so... I did it!
You did it! Football!
Football! Yay! So...
Okay, that was super fun.
So, yeah, and it wasn't very hard to make. And
could you do this game with the digraphs?
Oh, absolutely.
And making words,
Making words. You could put it and match it, and that way you're practicing reading.
And then I wonder, could you guys come up with a different way to do concentration to practice something else? I bet you could. And then if you do, it would be another great thing to share with your teacher.
Yes.
And also share out on our Twitter feed. We would love that.
Absolutely.
All right. I'll pick this up while you're getting the next game ready.
Okay.
These are so fun. Makes me wish I had little kiddos at home to play with. Okay. All right, what's the next one?
Well, this one, my teacher I work with, Miss Mead, says that her kids love to do this. She's the Title I teacher, and she works with all grades. And she says they just love to, it's called pick a card. Okay. And so then they pick a card and they have to read it. So it's just practicing of sight words.
Oh.
But...
And I know Miss Mead, and she is awesome.
Yes,
so thank you, Miss Mead, for this game. All right.
Okay.
Ready?
And I didn't use cardstock. I should have.
That's okay. Oh, this word.
These are tricky words. They're trick words.
This is a little bit of a tricky word, but I think if I break it apart into pieces, that's going to help me. So I know A-L says all, and then I know the word W-A-Y says way, and then when you add an S, it just makes it mean more, right? So that would be always, always.
Good job.
All right, I get to hold it for you now.
So now I'm going to be...
All right.
Okay. So, and see, you could do this with digraphs, with all kinds of words.
You could do it with your vocabulary
words. Oh, oof, this one.
Oh, that one's a tricky one.
This really is a trick word. Me and my second graders have tried to come up with different ways to remember it. And so the K, you don't get to hear the K, but it's no. Like, I know this is no. Not the N-O one, that one's this. So this is when you know something for sure. K-N-O-W. Tricky one.
All right, that one is a super tricky one.
It is. Okay.
All right, and you know when I have trouble with that one is when I'm typing. Sometimes I type the wrong one. Yeah. I just put N-O, and then I'm reading it and I'm like, nope.
Yeah, exactly. No.
No. See,
they stuck together.
Oh, I'm getting all the A words. Now, this one is a tricky word because I recognize this word, gain, but it's not a gain. So I just have to remember that when the A comes before the word gain, that it's again. Again. That is a tricky word.
Yeah. That's...
All right.
Okay, let's see. Ooh.
Man.
Yeah. Well, like I said, these are trick words. They don't follow our phonics rules that we've learned. So
you just got to remember them.
No, that doesn't make sense. And this E, it's large. It's the word large. Am I right?
You are. Okay. You are.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to pick just this one on top.
Oh, it's a really hard one, but once you know it, you know it.
And this, I use this word all the time because it's one of my favorite words. Yeah. It is. So I know that this says B, E, But what happens when you have three?
Yeah.
Ugh, that makes it kind of an ugly thing to pronounce. But I do know FUL says full, right? That's the suffix full.
Right.
So I know that. And then I know this I was a Y at one time, because when you put a suffix on, you drop that Y and add an I, right?
Yes.
Thinking back to those phonics lessons I learned back in the day. So this word, if it was just this with a Y, it would be beauty. So I'm going to drop the Y and add full, so it's beautiful. And I love this word because there are so many beautiful things in our world. I love it. You're one beautiful teacher.
You are beautiful.
Well,
thank you. Didn't she do a beautiful job figuring that out?
Oh, thank you.
Nice job.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Let's
see. I wonder how much time we have left. Okay, so we get to do a few more.
Oof, yeah.
That's a rough word for many reasons.
And
it's not ear. It's not
yeah,
early.
it's not ear, because if I took the ly out, or early. So that wouldn't make sense if I came to it in a story, early. But if I read the rest of the sentence, it could help me figure out that they went to bed early. No, they went to bed early. So
early.
You can use the words around it to help you figure out what the word says.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, I had good luck last time on the top. I'm going to go with the top again.
Not because of my fancy scissors.
Ooh, this one's a tough one. This one's a tough one. I know that this letter says p, and then I know when two vowels are together, it says it's long name, so P, and then L-E says Lee. Peeply?
Peeply? See, once again, you'd say, does that make sense?
I'd never heard of a peeply. But because I know that this is just a weird word, it's people. People. I think we have time for you to do one more.
Okay.
Because I know your students would love to see you do one more.
Let's see.
Let's see. I'm going to pick one for you, though.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna cheat. Oh, this one's got to be it. This is it. Because it's the last word, except it's stuck to another one. Okay, you're doing that one.
Okay, let's see. Oh, look at this. Yeah. It's a great word, once again.
I love that word.
We have lots of these, but we'd fab or ite. Favorite, there's no such word as that. So I would be like, well, let's try the other sounds that A makes. Fave. Oh, maybe it's favorite.
It is.
It is favorite.
Because this is my favorite thing to do, is play games with you guys.
Yes.
So, thank you for teaching us these three
You're
games.
So welcome.
And
should I go over it real quick?
yes, I'm going to have you go over. I'll step off, and then you tell everybody how to play. That'll be awesome.
Okie dokie. Thank you, Miss Lori.
Thank you.
So, you need to get a word list to do this, and you have some in Foundation, in your books, different books that you have, and just words that you need to practice. That's how you can make. They don't have to be trick words. It can be any words, and I used paper and cut them up into pieces. The compound words. That's where your list of compound words will come in handy. And so make sure, look, now I find a match, popcorn. So, and then I wrote it together, then I cut it apart. So that way I made sure I had both pieces. And the headband game, once again, I took paper and I cut it, and I have fun scissors. I like fun scissors. I cut them around, and I've made lists of different digraphs, words, and then put them all on there. And then you can make a headband with anything. You can actually use a real headband, I saw, and put the thing, the piece of paper in the elastic, or you can use some kind of paper and do this. And use tape and stick it on there, and then you will have your own headband game, which you can do with all kinds of different stuff. You could draw pictures and put it on a headband, and then your family has to guess what it's, describe it without saying the word. So I hope you enjoyed these games and that you make them, and I will see you next week with a new phonics lesson. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'm going to turn it over to some other teachers to help you. I think they're going to teach you another game, and I will see you next week. Thank you.
Hello, and welcome back to At Home with APS. I'm Mrs. K, and today I'm here with Mrs. Kraft, and we're going to be playing some games together. It was so fun to watch Miss Mays and Miss Lori play those games, and we're going to share another game with you that you can play at home with your family. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Awesome.
Let's go.
So Miss Kraft made some really wonderful cards for our game today. We're going to be playing vocabulary Pictionary. Have you ever played Pictionary at home or in school? Well, if you have, you're in luck because you're going to get to play it again today. And if you haven't, you're also in luck because we're going to teach you how to play a new game. Now, for vocabulary Pictionary, you don't need very many things.
No,
You need some word cards, and I'm going to tell you how you can get those now. Miss Kraft made these really great word cards, and they're up on the APS website. You can go there and you can download them. And these cards have vocabulary words that we've been working on these last couple weeks. You can print them out and cut them out. And on these cards, they have the vocabulary word and then a place for you to write a synonym and an antonym. Now, if you don't remember a synonym or an antonym for these cards, you can go back and look in your vocabulary journal. Or maybe you can ask a grown-up to help you. But if you're not able to find these cards on our website, or maybe you don't have a printer at home, that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. You can make your own.
Exactly.
So you just need a sheet of paper.
Yep, all you'll need is a sheet of paper. You can make your cards large by folding it in half. But I think it's probably a fourth a sheet of paper, don't you think?
That's a good size card, yeah.
Yeah, so then after I folded it, so I have 4 sections, I can write my vocabulary word. Here, I'll write one.
And you who've been watching our show are going to be really good at this because you're going to have heard these words and read about them in stories and know them. So maybe you'll have a leg up if you're playing with a grown-up or an older sibling.
That's such a good point. That's such a good point. So I wrote one of our vocabulary words that we used the very beginning of this show. Do you remember what this word was? Invention. Exactly.
Invention.
And then I can write a synonym and an antonym on the bottom and cut it out. And this is my card.
Perfect.
If you just
Mrs.
make
K.
a stack of those,
that's easy.
then you're ready.
Yeah.
So let's go over our rules so that we're ready to play together.
Right.
Now, these rules are also on the APS website. You can look at them there or print them, download them.
Yep.
But we also have them here as a reference for us while we're playing today. So let's see. When we're playing vocabulary Pictionary, we need to have 2 players on one team. So we're on a team.
We are. We're a team.
So today we're going to be working together to score points. Now, Miss Kraft, if I have 4 people that live in my house, we could have 2 teams.
Have 2 teams.
And
That's
you
right.
could play against each other.
Yeah. That's
The second rule is first player 1. So I think I'll be player 1 to start.
You be player 1, Miss K.
I'll draw a card from the pile.
Card.
And then I'm going to look at the card. I'm not going to show it to Miss Kraft. It's a secret. She doesn't know what the word is.
on. Great.
And I'm going to try to draw that picture or a picture of that word so that Miss Kraft can guess it. And she's going to try her best to guess
I hope
it.
I can guess it.
She has 1 minute to guess that word. So you kind of got to think quickly and draw quickly.
So we may have a timer that we put out so that you can see that 1 minute.
Exactly. Thank you, Miss Kraft. And then after that minute is up, we will switch. So if I draw first, then it'll be Miss Kraft's turn to draw second.
Yep.
Miss Kraft, do you want to tell us about how we keep score?
So we've got a little bit different scoring. If you've played Pictionary, the game, we're going to add a couple of new things to make it a vocabulary Pictionary. So our scoring, if you get that vocabulary word and somebody guesses it, you get 1 point. Now, if you guess, or if that person can also tell you a synonym for that word, 2 points. Awesome. Remember, synonym means the same meaning. If they can tell you an antonym, which means the opposite, they get another 2 points. So you can rack up those points. And then, if they can use that word in a sentence, another 2 points. So you can imagine if you're playing in groups, you have two groups. If you know your synonyms, your antonyms, and a sentence, you can get a lot of points that way.
Score a lot of points.
I want you to remember, though, some of the words that we've had, maybe an antonym is pretty difficult to come up with. Not every word has an antonym. If you can think of something that means the opposite, perfect. All right?
Super. Are you ready to play?
I'm ready to play.
Okay, so we're going to keep score here on our little scorecard. We can use tallies.
Sure.
Or you can use a lot of different things to use.
I think Mr. Raya taught you how to use tally marks. You can put that into play.
That's
You've
a great
watched that
idea.
episode.
Awesome. So I'll be player one.
Absolutely.
So first I'm going to draw a card, but I'm not
I'm
going
going
to
to switch sides.
Perfect. We'll switch sides.
because she's going to draw first.
I'm going to make sure Miss Kraft doesn't see it. Okay. And I'm going to start my timer. Ooh, this is a hard one. But I'm going to try my best. Here we go.
Looks like a flower. Flower? No, not right. I'm going to keep guessing. Ooh, an arrow. Looks like the arrows are pointing to the seeds inside that flower. Oh, and there's some dots. I am going to guess the seeds are blowing out of that flower. And, is the word disperse?
Yes, way to go.
Did you
Good
remember
job.
that word when we looked at it? When Miss Kay did her word of the day? Disperse.
Very
All right,
good.
that means those seeds are blowing out of that flower and planting themselves, right? Remember our germination jar that we built,
right.
or that we created. So that's what's happening.
So
All
Miss
right.
Kraft guessed the word.
So I guess the word.
So
I get to put one tally mark up there
Yes.
for that.
Now we can earn some more points.
Yeah, so now the pressure is on. I'm going to come up with a synonym for disperse. A synonym for disperse. Can you say one into your TV? Disperse. Oh, it means to spread. Exactly.
Awesome.
Did you come up with that one? So I get to have another 2 points.
Two
So
more
for my
points.
tally marks, I'm going to put 2 more here. Now let's see if I can come up with an antonym. That means the opposite. So an antonym for disperse. Remember I said my synonym, what means the same, is to spread out. Something that doesn't spread out stays contained. That could be an antonym. What do you think? You may have a different one, and that's great. So an antonym, I get another 2 points. Remember when we do tally marks, I'm going to add another tally here, and then I'm going to cut across for 5. Yes. So I know that's a group of 5. So if you've done tallies, you might know that already, but that makes it really easy to count. So I've got my synonym, my antonym, and now can I come up with a sentence for disperse?
Oh, I bet you can.
Well, I'm going to go on Miss Kay's drawing, and I'm going to say, the seeds blew from the flower and dispersed in the field.
Oh, that was great.
And I want to remind you that even if you use an ending on that word, as long as you have that root word in your sentence, you still get the points. Don't you think, Mrs. K?
I think so.
Okay.
So if the word was dispersed, but I said, or Miss Kraft said dispersed or disperses, That still
You're
counts.
going to be okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. You did great.
Cool.
7 points. We're on a
7
roll.
points. Yeah, I'm racking them up here. Boy. Now, though, it's my turn to draw. So let's see what happens here.
We'll
I'm
switch
warning
sides.
you. I might not be the best artist, but that's okay. I'm going to do my best. So
As
let
long
me
as you
pick
try
a
your
card.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're working together. We're on a team.
Miss Kay's so supportive. All right. Now I know my word. Let me see if I can draw something that Miss Kay can guess.
Oh, and here we'll start the timer.
That's right. I get one. Remember, we have 1 minute to draw. So I'm going to draw.
Let's see. Oh, and she can't give me any clues with her words.
No.
So let's see. It looks like, ooh, Oh, that looks like something we used earlier. Is it like a, oh, those little lines remind me of a ruler. Is it a ruler? No?
Kind of like a ruler, though.
Like a ruler. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so it is something we measure with.
It is.
Oh, so it's a tape measure, but that's not the vocabulary word, right? We need to think of the vocabulary word. Was it mechanical?
Very good, Mrs. K. Do you remember when we read this story and we talked about some machines in our house and I brought in that tape measure? You may have seen that episode. One of my favorite mechanical items in my house. Good job, Mrs. K.
Yes.
So she got mechanical. So
Okay.
now you
So
get
I
the
get a
points for
point.
that. The point.
Okay, and now next I need to come up with a synonym for mechanical.
Just using her brain.
See. Maybe a machine?
I think
Okay.
that works, Mrs. K. 'Cause
Awesome.
most of the mechanical things that I know of are machines.
So that's 2
All
points.
right. And she knows how to do those tally marks. Remember, it's 5. She got to another 5 and made the line. She got to 4, actually.
Yep.
And made the line across.
Awesome, so now we have 10. Okay, pressure's on. I need to think of an antonym. What would be the opposite of mechanical? Oh, I remember when we had that cheese grater. We had the cheese grater that was mechanical, and the
right.
other one was manual.
Oh, very good,
So
Mrs. K.
manual,
Yes.
is an antonym.
It is. It is. And she showed you that cheese grater and talked about how it was manual because it didn't have.
Didn't have
Remember?
moving parts,
That's right.
Yes, awesome.
Exactly.
Okay, last one. Let's see if I can come up with a sentence with
sentence.
mechanical. I used a mechanical object to open a can of tomatoes. And that mechanical object was a can opener.
A
That was
can
kind of a
opener.
long-
I remember you brought that in also.
Kind of a long sentence, but there we go.
Oh, Miss K did
Awesome.
great.
We're doing great. So let's count our points together. We have 5, 10, 13, no, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I got so
Wow, we
excited
have
I forgot
14
how to
points. Miss K was trying to add some points on,
I was too excited.
but she caught herself.
Okay.
It's a good thing we're on the same team, right?
We're on the same team. Okay, I'm going to draw another card. You ready to switch?
I am ready to switch. So we're maintaining our social distance. Just want to remind you of that when you're at home. Maybe you're talking to somebody that doesn't live in your house. Make sure you're maintaining that 6 feet, which Miss Kay and I are doing.
Yeah, it can be kind of hard when you're playing this game, but we're doing a good job.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, ooh, this one is really hard. Holy guacamole. Okay, we can do it. We can do it, Miss Kraft. Are
Okay.
you ready?
It looks like a bug. Is the bug thinking? Oh, maybe it's a caterpillar? Oh, this is that really long word. I bet this word is metamorphosis.
Yes, you got it.
Wow, good job drawing that, Miss
Oh,
Kay.
thanks. I'm glad you could tell what it was.
So the caterpillar changed, right? And it became a butterfly. Just like you learned in our compound word, butter and fly.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, with Miss Mays. All right.
It all comes together.
So I get a point. Look at this. And I get to make one going. That's my favorite tally mark to make, is when I make one going across. So now we have another group of 5. Now I'm going to have to really rack my brain. Think about a synonym for metamorphosis. If something goes through metamorphosis, I'm thinking like a tadpole to a frog, a caterpillar to a butterfly, it's going through a change. Does that work, Miss Kay?
Yes, that's a good one.
Yeah. So I'm going to make my tally mark, give myself 2 points for change. That's a synonym. Now I'm going to have to think of something that's opposite, the antonym. An antonym for metamorphosis. Wow. I think I'm going to choose the word same or unchanged.
Ooh, those are both good.
So those may both be which one do you like, Miss Kay?
Ooh, I kind of like the word unchanged because it has that prefix un.
It does.
And that's something we're working on.
Definitely. Okay. So I get 2 more points. Wow. Or we our
get
team
2
gets
more
2 more
points.
points.
Awesome.
Cool. All right.
Can you use
And
it in a
I want you to use it
sentence?
in a sentence. All right, here we go. The metamorphosis of the tadpole to become a frog took place over many days.
Ooh, that was a very good sentence.
Does that work?
Yes, I think that works.
Okay. I'm going to give I'm going to give our team 2 points for that one.
Yes.
Did we do it in a minute?
Awesome. So how many points do we have?
Oh my goodness. Can you count with me? Here we go. 5. Let me write the numbers above it as we count so you can see. 5, 10, 15, 20, and 1 equals 21.
That was fantastic.
All right, Miss
Good
Kay,
job.
that was really fun.
Wow. Now, we're playing this now to show you how to play, and so we have a kind of a time limit. But if you're playing with somebody at home, you could maybe set a goal that we're going to play until we get to 25.
That's right. That's
50.
actually a very good point. And then you know that you've won when you've reached that score.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to learn some new words, to think about math, and to be creative in your synonyms and antonyms. A good way to use up some time during the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Less screen time and some interaction is good.
Exactly. And I'm also thinking that as you play this game, as you learn new words, you can add new word cards and make it even harder.
Yeah, that's true. And Miss Kay, I want to challenge us to use these words every day. Maybe if we learn a new word a day, we can use that as we progress through the day. Yeah.
What a good idea. And this is probably also appropriate for our middle school friends.
Sure.
Right? You could play this game just with harder
Absolutely.
words.
Maybe you could learn to spell metamorphosis, which is really hard.
Oh, yeah. You could even change the scoring a little bit. Maybe you have to
could.
spell it out.
Sure.
Ooh, I don't know if I would score many points if we did it that way.
All right.
Ms. Kraft, thank you so much.
So thank you for sharing this time with me. I'm going to leave it to Miss Kay now, and she's going to read to you some changes in nature.
Super. Thanks for playing with me. All right, everyone. Well, this is our last day in this unit where we've been talking about changes in nature. Before we go, I want to talk to you about a really cool book that I had at home. It's called Extreme Weather, and it's published by National Geographic Kids. This book was written by Thomas M. Colstigan. Now, I like this book because it has really cool photographs. This is a nonfiction book, and because it's a nonfiction book, it means that I don't have to read it all in the same order from beginning to end. I can kind of look through and pick something that looks interesting to me and start there. So since we have a few minutes, I'd like to read to you about one of my favorite elements in nature, which are thunderstorms. Put your finger on your nose if you have ever been in a thunderstorm. Oh, I have. And I think thunderstorms are fun because they're beautiful. They're also maybe a little bit scary. Sometimes it's fun to be a little bit scared, as long as you're safe, that is. So I'm going to read to you a little bit about thunderstorms. And while I'm reading, I want you to make a picture in your brain that shows what I'm reading. So maybe you can relate to this piece of reading and put a picture in your brain of a time you have seen a thunderstorm. Let's learn about them together. A thunderstorm is a storm with thunder, lightning, and usually heavy rain. Let's say it's nighttime and you're in bed. A flash of light comes through your window. All of a sudden you hear a loud boom. You know the sound is coming from outside, but the noise is so loud, it sounds like it's everywhere, all at once, maybe even directly over your house. Then it starts to rain really, really hard. It can be scary, but it's just a thunderstorm. Thunderstorms are the most common type of storm on Earth. Well, that's interesting. The loud booms they make are called thunderclaps. The flashes of light are called, what are they called? Lightning, exactly. Thunderstorms often produce heavy rain and even giant hailstones. Well, have you ever seen hail? Those big kind of balls or chunks of ice. They always make a lot of noise. I have skylights in my house, and when it hails, it's like really loud. Hail refers to the balls of ice that form during thunderstorms. Most are small, maybe the size of a pea, but some are larger, even as big as a softball. Every minute, about 2,000 thunderstorms are raining down somewhere on Earth. That means right now, there are maybe 2,000 thunderstorms happening on other parts of the planet. That's very interesting. Now, there's more information about thunderstorms in this book, but I'm going to have to stop because our episode's almost over. I'm going to leave 2 challenges for you. One, maybe if you have a book about weather or changes in weather in your house, this might be a good time to go find it and read about weather. Or maybe when libraries in your school opens back up, maybe you want to check out a book about weather, because weather is a really interesting change that happens in nature. We didn't get to talk about it a lot during our time together, but I bet you could do some of your own research about weather and how it affects us. My second challenge for you is to take this inspiration about weather and use it to guide some writing, some creative writing that you can do at home. Maybe this weekend, in your writing journal, you can write about a time that you were in a thunderstorm, or maybe you can use a thunderstorm or another type of weather to make up a fiction story about another character and maybe what happened to them when they were in their thunderstorm. Or maybe you even want to be sort of like a meteorologist and just describe the weather that's happening outside. There's lots of ways that we can use our writing to show what we know and to create new things based on something that's interesting to us, like the weather. Well, I really appreciate you spending some time with us today. I'm really glad you got to play all those games with us. And I hope that you take some time to play these games with your family members and maybe even teach them to another family member who wasn't watching. Or, I know Miss Mays had this idea, maybe you could share some of these games with your teacher or with your other classmates, either if you have a meeting together or when you go back to school. It's always really fun to share what we learn during this time with others. Well, thanks for being such good workers. I'm glad you spent some time with us today, and we'll see you later.